with 15 minutes remaining. Here he comes. He's gone for it. It's stopped. And where does it happen to go? And Kilkenny have reached the All-Ireland hurling final.
And back here at Croke Park, we're getting ready for the All-Ireland hurling semi-final between Kilkenny and Waterford. And I am rejoined here in the studio by Cyril Farrell, by Ger Loughnane and by Tomás Mackay. A word from the lads in a moment, but first, let's hear from the rival managers. They are, of course, Brian Cody of Kilkenny and Davy Fitzgerald, the Waterford manager. They've been giving their views to Marty Morrissey.
In terms of preparing for a match against Waterford, the team that you beat by, what was it, 23 points last year, is that difficult?
No, absolutely not. I mean, we're playing Waterford, one of the top teams, a team that has beaten us at least as often as we've beaten them, you know, so not in the slightest. Last year's game, it's been well spoken about and well documented, and it's very much history now. And the saga of Kilkenny and Waterford continues today, and it's going to be a massive battle.
Any other late changes, alterations?
No, the team is as selected.
Davy, you're back in Croke Park, you're facing Kilkenny. Will we see a new game plan from Waterford today?
We'll be trying a few different things, all right, Marty. That goes without saying, but you can have all the game plans you like. We have to have belief, we have to have a serious work ethic. If we have the two of them, then the game plan will come into play and we'll see what happens after that. But they're the two most important ingredients today, and we'll be trying hard to bring them to the table today.
Let me stick with the tactics for a moment. Will you bring fellas back, extra fellas back to the half-back line and try and hold Kilkenny for the first 10-15 minutes?
Everyone have to wait and see what happens outside there, you know. We'll certainly know we have to do a few different things and can't give them much space up front. That's the name of the game. If everyone is realistic out there, they know that we have to be in this game after 20-25 minutes. We have to keep it as tight as we can and not give way to any scores, you know. But I'm confident we'll be there, we'll be battling, and that's what we'll be about today.
Views of the managers there. Let's get the view of the panel. Tomás Mackay was having a private little word there with Fergal Hartley. We had him on the programme earlier on, Waterford's former All-Star. And I said to him, how are things down the day? How are you going to get on? He says, listen, I don't know, he said. We'll know in a couple of hours' time.
Yeah, I suppose that's the general opinion that's out there, Michael. What Waterford team are going to turn up today, and David mentioned about tactics and maybe putting an extra man behind the ball and stuff like that. I think the key thing here for Waterford today is, number one, to start, but their defence, particularly their full back line. I mean, we've seen so many times teams put up great challenges to Kilkenny, hold them for 20-25 minutes, and suddenly 2 goals, game as good as over. And we saw what happened here last year's All-Ireland final. We don't have to be harping back, but they have to get it right. I mean, he's gone back with Aidan Carney back at number 3 full back, right? Knowing Brian Cody, I see Martin Comerford going in at full forward straight away with a big height, or even Henry with a big height advantage. Yeah. Again, will Davy react to that? Will he put Declan Prendergast back straight in at full back to compete on that side of it and move Aidan Carney out to the wing, you know? So there's a lot of imponderables there. The start is crucial to Waterford. They can't allow Kilkenny to get away like they did last year, or else the game will be over again before half-time.
You feel, Jerry, you get the impression that they will start fine. I mean, look, there's so much they want to get off their chest this game, but tactically, have they got the plan for it?
Well, I agree with you completely. I think they'll start off fine today. There doesn't seem to be any pressure on them. I've talked to numerous Waterford people since we were here earlier on, and they all seem to think they're in great mental state. Now, the tactical battle, obviously Owen McGrath will come off out the field. The main battle, Michael, and the same as last year, will be fought between the two 65s. That's where Kilkenny cleaned them out last year. Kilkenny half back line, midfield, half forward line, just devoured them last year. Waterford must break even in this area here. Even if they need reinforcements, or McGrath, whoever to come out in the first 20 minutes, they must hold that first 20 minutes and not be cleaned out. That is absolutely vital. And if they do that, and if they're in the game after 20 minutes, then we will have a game. But also I'd say they must be scoring for play, something they haven't done since the semi-final last year.
Yeah, well, I hope for Waterford's sake that they've revisited last year. It's very easy to lose a final by that much, say, and just wipe it under the carpet, just put it down to a bad day. Yeah. If you want to progress, you can't do that. I think Dublin didn't rectify it at all mentally. Now, I just hope that the Waterford managers have tackled this. Time will tell. If they have, they're in a good state. This isn't the final. There's no hype. The Waterford supporters are not expecting much. And even talking to some Charlie Carter through the boys, Brian Cody has picked a team that wouldn't, you know, like John Tinnis a wing back. He usually wouldn't be used wing back. Derek Ling isn't on. Like, he's a big, strong force man. Now, I know they can come on, but Cody, now they're saying maybe he'll switch them. That's not his style. Brian Cody usually picks his 15 and they go from there. But while it doesn't, you can talk about all the tactics you like. You're dependent on the 15 players inside the white line. If they don't perform, you're in trouble.
Okay.
Fitzy will want them performing to the best of their ability to keep this score down.
Of course, you will news of how the teams line out then. It's time to head over to the commentary box to hear from Ger Canning and Michael Dignan.
Well, Michael, the teams are as they were selected late in the week, and Waterford, of course, hoping that the old Irish saying will prevail today, tu smá leat na hibra. First of all, Kilkenny, the All-Ireland champions, seeking an 8th semi-final success in 10 years, make 2 changes from the team that started last month's Leinster final against Dublin. Brian Hogan has recovered from his injury problems and resumes at centre-half back. This results in John Tennyson moving to left-half as replacement for John Dalton. And in midfield, no place today for Derek Ling, as last year's captain, Sean Fitzpatrick, is chosen to partner Michael Rice. By a coincidence, Waterford also make 2 adjustments to their forces after their late win over Galway in the quarter-final. The man who got the all-important goal in Thurles, Shane Walsh, is rewarded with a starting berth as Shane Casey steps down to the bench. And Jamie Nagle also starts this afternoon in reserve. Owen McGrath steps up to take the number 15 jersey. His brother, by the way, Ken, and Dan Shanahan, they're both among the substitutes. And now let's take a closer look at this afternoon's semi-finalists with Michael Dignan. Michael, we're starting with the Cats and their number 1, PJ Ryan.
Yeah, like a lot of Kilkenny goalies over maybe the last 10 or 12 years, doesn't get an awful lot to do, but he's reliable and safe pair of hands.
Well, now into the full back line, JJ remains at number 3.
Yeah, it surprised me that Noel Hickey wasn't back. You know, he's been back training for a few weeks, but obviously not 100%. But 3 outstanding players in their own right, but maybe just not as secure with Noel Hickey not there, and maybe a little bit to prove on other years' form.
Then we've got 2 centre backs really in the half back line.
Well, John Tennyson played midfield in the league. He's a great centre-back, but Brian Hogan had to come back into the team. I thought he might go full-back with JJ on the wing and Tennyson centre-back, and Tommy Walsh, one of the all-time greats.
Could happen yet. Effectively, this is a new midfield combination today.
It is. Cha had the mumps during the winter and took a while to get back, and he was left off for the Dublin match, so he had a lot to prove, but he's flying again, one of the great midfielders. And Michael Rice took his time getting on the team, but a great athlete and having a super year for Kilkenny in the middle of the field.
As we know, Michael, it's a top-notch half-forward line here.
Yeah, fantastic half-forward line. You know, the lads were saying in the studio maybe coming for the Shefflin can move in. Owen Larkin will be definitely wing forward. Maybe Eddie Brennan might feature at 11, I think, to bring a bit of pace out there as well at times, but outstanding half-forward line.
As of now, however, no changes in that marvellous inside-forward line.
Yeah, very dangerous. Eddie Brennan and Richie Power maybe a bit below their form, both taken off in the Leinster final. Aidan Fogarty, very, very hard worker, so I think Brennan and Power will want to redeem themselves today, and I expect fireworks from the pair of them.
OK, let's turn to Waterford now, and the goalkeeper from St Declan's Ardmore, that's Clinton Hennessy.
Been very, very reliable for Waterford over the last few years. Was maybe the missing link 8 or 9 years ago, but Hennessy has been brilliant since he came into the team.
How do you see the men in front of him then, that Daisha full back line?
Well, Owen Murphy has been an outstanding cornerback, very underrated in my view for a long time. Aidan Kearney is naturally a wing back, and Noel Connor's just a young lad out of minor, so huge pressure on them today, and you know I think they're going to come under an awful lot of attention, we'll put it that way, from the Kilkenny full forward line.
Well, there'll be attention, there'll be pressure on this particular half back line to deliver.
Well, Brick Walsh has, to me, been, along with John Milan, the outstanding players of the championship. Tony Brown just defies belief, 18 championships on, and a brilliant player, but he was under pressure on Owen Larkin last year, and that's 12 months ago. And Declan Prendergast, the shackles are off him on the wing, but at the same time it's very hard to see that half-hour line holding Kilkenny.
Then 8 and 9, Kevin Moran may not operate in midfield.
No, I expect Kevin Moran wing forward. Malumphey will probably start, Stephen Malumphey midfield, and that Malumphey and O'Sullivan is a very athletic, strong midfield, and they'll need to be at their best to counter Kilkenny.
Well, let's have a look at the half-forward line as they stand here.
Yeah, we expect Kevin Moran and Prendergast and Owen McGrath, would my understanding, will be the half-forward line, so they will play way out the field trying to help their midfielders, and the midfield will drop back into the half-back line.
And of course the main source of hope for Waterford rests with Kelly and Mullane.
Yeah, Mullane has been, as I said earlier, brilliant this year, averaging almost 5 points from play, winning frees. He's really the inspiration, the leader of the team. Owen Kelly is scoring the frees, he needs more from play, and Shane Walsh will be in full forward there. He's a good team player and strong over the ball, so you know, if they can get the ball in there, they're definitely dangerous.
Alright Michael, thanks a lot. Just about 5 minutes to go now before this eagerly anticipated rematch gets underway. In the meantime, let's go back to Michael.
And turning out to be a fine afternoon as well here at Croke Park. A shower or two earlier on, but nothing much. Jerry, you wanted to say a word about John Tennyson there?
Well, there has been a lot of speculation about Noel Hickey coming back into the team. You know, that has been rarely is that speculation about a Brian Cody team, but there have been a lot of speculation about Hickey coming back into the team and who would drop out. Now, you couldn't drop Tennyson because he's brilliant at centre back all year. He's there. Mm-hmm. Now he's put out at wing back, which he never plays at wing back. Yeah. But you must remember that Kilkenny suspect that Waterford will play an extra man out the field, that they'll withdraw Seamus Prendergast away back into their own half back line to help out. Now, Tennyson, as Michael pointed out there, has played midfield in the league, scored 3 points against Galway in a league match below in Galway, and played brilliantly. So Tennyson has that ability. He's a brilliant hurler. He can move around the field, and I think that's why Tennyson is there. That he, you know, people are saying that Hogan will go full back, Tennyson centre, and release JJ to the wing. I don't think they'll begin like that.
Yes.
But at least it's a plan B for Kilkenny.
Sure. Shen, what you want to say a word about as well to us? Waterford
Michael mentioned about the Waterford forward line as well, and I think that will happen as well. I think Mullumphy will go to midfield. I think Kevin Moore will come in wing forward. Prendergast will be centre forward, and I think Shane Walsh will actually go in full forward with Owen Kelly going into the corner. We've seen that Owen Kelly going to the corner a few occasions. Shane Walsh is a fine, lively player, big in stature as well, right? So I think he just will give him another option at full forward. Kelly going out in the wings. Okay, he's been masterful taking the frees and stuff like that, but from general play, he hasn't been the big man inside in that full forward line. I think Shane Walsh might add a bit more.
Yeah, he has the physical power.
He has the physical power inside there, certainly. And I mean, Noah McGrath going out to the wing. They'll all be pushing away out, I think, and try to give as much space inside for Milan, for Owen Kelly, and for Shane Walsh to take on that Kilkenny full back line.
Tomas,
yeah.
I know what you're saying, and that's all tactics. But Brian Cody's philosophy always has been goalie and six backs. The backs, first of all, with Cody are backs.
Oh no,
I know.
I'm only giving my opinion on Waterford. I mean,
I'm saying that the six backs will stay put for Kilkenny. The midfielders will work even to the half-back line. And up front, any movement that'll be done, it'll be done up front with the Kilkenny forwards. We're talking about Waterford doing all the moves. Cody will have a few up front with it. He's six backs. I don't think that the wing-back, John Tennis, I think he'll stay wing-back, even though he mightn't be that suitable. But I think his first philosophy will be defend. Midfielders will work hard, and they're half forward, and they'll come deep as well. And as Gerard said there, or yourself, Tomas, now up front, they could have a different full forward, all right. They'll move around, because he even gives them license with that. But at the backs, they'll find
they'll have extra backs. You know, and Larkin will go back there. Even Eddie Brennan will be going back there. You'll find him back in the half.
Because you're going to find Owen McGrath go out the field. He'll probably go on Tommy Wedge, because he'll like to be all bubbly like Rowan.
Kilkenny half forward lines will retreat as well. But then the danger is they come forward so quickly.
That's right.
You can't follow them. They can follow so quickly. The next thing, Eddie Brennan is on his own 50-yard line 1 minute. Next thing, he's inside corner forward. That's what makes it so difficult.
Last year during the final, we're looking at it here, the Waterford half-back line got sucked out after them. Davies will have to hold back in. At least they won't get caught for goals.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, from Warren's perspective, right, I mean, Brian Cody won't worry about Waterford too. He'll keep his own team intact. I agree with you totally there. But Waterford need to do something different today, just to upset them in that full back line and get the ball to Milan.
Number one is attitude. Whatever about
get to the ball first. That's the big thing.
They're in the parade, Tomas.
I mean, I've started the year, I've gone for Kilkenny. I can't change now.
You can't go against Kilkenny. I don't think Kilkenny maybe are as good as they were last year, but I don't think Waterford are as good either.
Yeah.
So we probably won't have as great a game, a display from Kilkenny as we had last year. But you have to go for Kilkenny to win this.
On all proven form, it's Kilkenny, but I think Waterford will be a lot closer than people think.
Well, that's the way the panel see it. That's the way most people see it. 10-1 on in some places. Kilkenny are to win this match. Let's see though how it all unfolds out on the pitch. Back to the commentary box to rejoin Ger Canning and Michael Duignan.
Well, Michael, it's a very strange atmosphere in many respects. Great, of course, it's the beginning of the semi-final season, but unlike other rematches, this is a strange one, because if you're a Kilkenny fan, I guess, you're probably wondering if it could ever be quite as good as it was 11 months ago. Whereas if you support Waterford, well, it must be a bit like revisiting the scene of the crash in a way, but at least everyone today starts out level pegging. I can tell you that Kilkenny won the toss. They will play with a very light breeze behind them for the opening 35 minutes. Michael, this time before the All-Ireland final, we were speculating, and all the hype was about the team that Stephen Mullumphy is captaining this afternoon, Waterford really. They'd been so long out of the limelight, they'd finally come to the big stage on the big day itself, and it all went horribly wrong. Their approach in the opening 5 minutes, I thought, was totally wrong in that match.
Well, it was wrong last year. They went out, two of their full backline started kicking at their opponents before the game even started. But the one thing about it is Waterford have shown great heart this year. They were in big trouble against Tipperary. They came back into it, battled great against Galway. But the thing is, you have to remember, they're not hurling that well. Their supporters are here in huge numbers again today, hoping for the best. And one of the lads said Kilkenny aren't playing as well. Well, I wouldn't agree with that. We don't know yet. Kilkenny were only gearing up for this stage of the championship. I think when you see Noel Hickey not able to work his way back into the team, it shows you maybe how well they are playing, and training has supposed to have gone very well down there. So I expect Kilkenny a huge performance, and we don't really know how good they're going to be. But Waterford, we've seen, they've been exposed this year. They've battled hard, that's the one thing, but they have to get their tactics much better today. They have to play the ball. They have to be aggressive in the right way. You can't go around doing what they did last year. It was disgraceful out there, some of the things that they went on with. They need more positive tactics. Their half forward have to come deep and support their midfield. and have to leave loads of room and play John Mullane into the ball. He's playing outstanding hurling this year, but I expect a different Kilkenny than we've seen so far this year, and I still expect him to win it fairly easily.
See, the thing is, if this were Kilkenny versus Galway, Galway wouldn't be the absolute rank outsiders that Waterford are going into this particular match. Yet, Galway got the measure of Waterford just about 2 weeks ago down in Thurles, as we know.
Yeah, I think it's a crazy situation. Like they're not 1 to 10, and people talking about it's really based on last year's championship. But at the same time, Kilkenny, I think would be a good bit ahead of Galway as well today out here in Croke Park, and they're certainly a long way ahead of Waterford on last year's evidence.
Right, it's time for the anthem. Just before the action, it's the Artane Band and the national anthem to be sung by Des Willoughby. It's Kilkenny against Waterford at the start of the semi-finals. And I know one great Waterford follower sadly passed away since the quarter-final victory over Galway, but I'm sure that the late Martin Moore, who lived in Glanmire but hailed from Cappoquin, I'm sure Martin is watching in that best seat up in the heavens, sadly missed. The referee today is Barry Kelly from Westmeath, his linesmen Cathal McAllister from Cork and James McGrath from Westmeath. So away we go. And it's going to be interesting just to see how this match gets underway, because you expect Waterford to go in there as if their lives depended upon it, but the opening attack is going to be Kilkenny's, all the way up there cleverly and taking it smartly and putting it over the bar is the captain, Henry Shefflin. Inside the opening 20 seconds, what a start.
Gerard, that's an absolutely brilliant score. Great ground ball by Eddie Brennan. You can't see it down the replay, but the first touch of Henry Shefflin was unbelievable. And an interesting switch there. We talked about the Waterford ones. Eddie Brennan is out wing back on Declan Prendergast.
And they brought Henry Shefflin straight in there on Aidan.
It's a bit of a schmozzle here with Owen McGrath and Tommy Walsh.
Just heating up immediately.
Well, from the throw in, Owen McGrath made a run at Tommy Walsh, and Tommy won't back down from anybody.
Well, the referee now is going to have to lay down the law immediately. And it's going to be interesting to see, as the referee talks with his linesman there, James McGrath, just what the colour of the card is going to be.
Yeah, Tommy Walsh is saying there that he came at him from the start, and he did off camera from the, before the throw in. Owen McGrath made a run at him. But I just saying about Eddie Brennan out in the wing on Declan Prendergast. You might remember the league match. Both of them were sent off. Prendergast for striking Eddie Brennan, and Eddie got his card overturned afterwards. So it's interesting to see Kilkenny pitting Eddie Brennan against him straight away.
2 yellows. Well, now they have been warned. Let's hope that takes a little bit of the tension out of these opening minutes. Clinton Hennessy to puck it out. Huge one way down, beyond Tennyson this time. Going to pick it up there is JJ Delaney out over the sideline. It's going to be a line ball. So a chance for Waterford then to exert pressure immediately on the Kilkenny goal. And Shane O'Sullivan, the player from Ballygunner, a point his tally after 4 matches of the championship so far. Lovely cut. Beautifully judged. What a score. The teams are level.
Yeah, Jeremy, we've talked about this skill all summer. We've seen Joe Canning, we've seen Dermot Ling from Wexford, and Shane Sullivan. He's having a super year for Waterford in the middle of the field. Went back centre back the last day against Galway and played very well.
By the same token, have you seen any Kilkenny players in the championship try to put a sideline over the bar like that? They don't really do it. Back in the middle of the park there, Seamus Prendergast trying to get it downfield. Picked up again here by Owen Larkin. He was challenged high. Tony Brown the guilty party. It's going to be a free in, not much doubt about it. There it is again. It was Tony that finally managed to get the man going through. And you remember the problems that Tony Brown had with Owen Larkin in the opening 20 minutes of the All-Ireland final last September.
Yeah, but that's sheer power, Jared. You saw the three men there, the midfielder, Seamus Prendergast and Shane Sullivan around him, and he still won the ball and won the free.
50 metres out from the target, Henry Shefflin hitting it, and Henry Shefflin duly putting it over the bar. 2 points already for Henry Shefflin. Kilkenny go back into the lead. 8th championship meeting of these teams. Waterford with just one success, that in the replay back 50 years ago. Tommy Walsh taking that one there ahead of Shane O'Sullivan, getting it way downfield. Breaks there towards Martin Comerford, trying to get away from his man, who's Brick Walsh, out here as far as Cha Fitzpatrick, letting it fly with accuracy and putting it over the bar. Great score. Cha is back, his first point in this year's championship.
Yeah, and Jared, this catch by Tommy Walsh was just unbelievable beforehand. I think we've maybe focused a little bit on one or two incidents he was involved in, but what a hurler. Brilliant catch up the field with the ball, and Martin Comerford lays it off to Cha for a great score.
Clinton Hennessy pucking this one out. Watch the catch again here. Wonderful skill. And Kilkenny launch another attack. That's an overhit hand pass here, however. And Michael Brick Walsh, solid as you like, inside towards Kevin Moran. Scored 2 points against Galway. Did well, doing well here. Has a support player. That support player is Shane Walsh. Back of the net. 2 goals in 2 games for Shane Walsh. 5 minutes are gone. That's the tonic Waterford were looking for. And credit Kevin Moran, cutting right through the heart of that Kilkenny defence. Great finish by Shane Walsh.
Yeah, Gerard, and that's where Kilkenny can be exposed when you run at them. Kevin Moran showed great pace there. He's really making a name for himself as a wing forward.
Broken down here again in the half-back line. And Mullumphy this time, the Waterford captain, out here as far as Owen McGrath. Starting life today at left half forward. Little hand pass inside once more towards the goal scorer. Back it comes towards Owen Kelly, letting fly. That one's got to drop short. Similar, but a little too far out from goal by comparison to the one that he got, or should have got, against Galway. Didn't count that day, you may remember. Kevin Moran taking on John Tennyson. Very near the sideline. Little hand pass inside. There is a support player. Again, it's Prendergast this time, letting fly and putting it over the bar. Magnificent scoring. Seamus Prendergast from Ardmore, first of the day, and it's a goal and 2 to 3 points.
Yeah, Gerard, and Waterford laying out their mark very quickly. They're going to take on Kilkenny at all times. Kevin Moran again there involved. Great pass and a great score by Seamus Prendergast, and they're dragging men out all over the field. They're only playing 2 on the inside line, and Kilkenny are at 6s and 7s at the moment.
Well, full credit to Waterford for starting so positively here. Great catch again. Michael Brick Walsh, man from Stradbally, is fouled. Martin Comerford looking up to the skies, but it's going to be a free to Waterford. Tony Brown taking it in too far beyond John Mullane. Didn't really give the corner forward any kind of chance.
Yeah, a little bit of adrenaline there, but what was interesting was how quickly he got onto the ball, and he wanted to take so obviously they want to push the pace. Their training has supposed to be very, very hard this year. They're obviously very fit, and they want to. Here you are, Kevin Moran again. Great run through for a natural back, great vision, and a brilliant finish by Shane Walsh.
Same kind of finish that he demonstrated in Semple Stadium 2 weeks ago. Well, then it was on the last minute of the game. Here it's early stages. Moran way down again. This time Shane Walsh can't keep it in play. JJ Delaney's going to position it there for a line ball for Kilkenny.
Yeah, Moran is causing a lot of trouble. We said John Tennyson not a natural wing back, and Kevin Moran is not a natural wing forward either, but he's playing very deep and picking up a lot of breaking ball.
Jackie Tyrrell. Big cut up. Beyond Fogarty that time. Coming out to it here. That's Henry Shefflin again. Nicely over. Great score. Minimum of fuss, maximum reward. 3 points from 3 shots for Henry Shefflin.
It's a brilliant score again, Ger. Just took his time, had a look around, and over the bar. He nearly put topspin on it there to curl it back inside the post.
Every indication that he's going to cause problems, however, for Aidan Carney. Tuck out here towards McGrath. Breaks down again once more to Shane O'Sullivan. Letting fly, and this one has gone wide. Well, that's the second wide of the match for Waterford. Still leading by Just a point, no panic whatsoever from Brian Cody, but well aware that he's got to meet a stern type of resistance this afternoon from the men from the day show, well primed by their manager Davy Fitzgerald. Broken down here, Owen Murphy was trying to come on to it, went off a Kilkenny stick.
Yeah, and you can see already, Ger, different Waterford team from last year, much more relaxed first of all. The occasion last year was huge, it got to them, but their line-up throughout the field, makes much more sense. They're closing down all the space around the middle of the field, middle third of the field, and their first touch is very good and they're hurling very well, and you can see the extra couple of matches standing to them so far.
I tell you, I was watching them coming off the bus about an hour ago. They were very relaxed by comparison with last September. There's Carney breaking it out, but only as far as the danger man, Aidan Fogarty, looking for his first point of the afternoon. Didn't quite measure it as he wanted, however, and he puts it wide. It's just Kilkenny's first wide. You may remember the stat at half-time going in the All-Ireland final. They had one wide, and that came in injury time. A day when everything went for them. Sompton in, however. Different kind of opposition up against them. Here's John Milan, not the best of passes. Owen Kelly racing across with Michael Kavanagh here. Michael Kavanagh claiming it, and the linesman on this near side says it went off the Waterford man.
Yeah, and John Milan came across there, and Stephen Malumphey all on his own, little hand pass. He's anxious to get into the game, but he should have passed it. And signs there maybe, Michael Kavanagh struggling to get out to that ball. He started a couple of yards ahead of Owen Kelly, and he certainly hasn't got the pace of old.
Well, Michael Kavanagh is hoping to be playing in his 10th All-Ireland hurling final next month. Great cut. John Fitzpatrick couldn't take it. Milan can. Little hand pass this time as far as Brick Walsh. With difficulty he takes it up. Tries to get away from Comerford. Back there towards John Milan. For a moment he should have been able to take it into his hand with comfort, but then he was surrounded instantly. Little hand pass back outside here towards Owen McGrath once more. Trying to race away from Michael Rice. Back it comes towards Shane O'Sullivan. Got the point from a sideline. Has a go. And this time it's well to the right.
Yeah, an opportunity. Sorry, Gerber, they're the chances to have to take. That's two wides for him now from the middle of the field, and they had to work so hard to get into that scoring position there, and really, not a difficult chance right middle of the field, but straight in front of the goal, should be able to put that over from there.
Remember, it's Shane O'Sullivan and Malumphey playing in the middle of the park for Waterford this afternoon. Their forces rearranged somewhat. That's Declan Prendergast, couldn't take it, went sailing in over his head. Picking it up this time is Richie Power. Away he goes. Going left, however, with the shot.
Yeah, I think justice was done. I think picking it up was exactly what he did. He picked it off the ground, and I think justice was done there.
Let's have a look at this again. Yeah.
But you have to play it to the whistle, and the few of them stood up, but he hit it wide anyway, so it made no difference.
Clinton Hennessy. John Milan now looking for a support player, and then deciding to hit it himself over his right shoulder. It's a great score by John Milan, and that is his 100th point in championship hurling. He scored goals as well, of course, 12 in all, but it's now 12 goals and 100 points for John Milan.
Yeah, great score, and Waterford picking up all the breaking ball around the middle of the field. They've men everywhere and really caused Kilkenny a lot of trouble.
Well, Kilkenny haven't really got going properly in this match yet, as Owen Murphy knocks it way down the field, down towards Owen Kelly. Picked up here by Michael Kavanagh. Huge one in towards Henry Shefflin, competing for it there with Carney. Shefflin's there, Eddie Brennan's there as well, and it's picked up by Michael Brick Walsh. And last year's captain is fouled by Eddie Brennan on his way out. And a free out to Waterford. And the cheers you are listening to in the background are in the main Waterford cheers. Oh, there was the moment of difficulty there just moments earlier. Good play by the centre half back. He really has adjusted to his new position really well this season. The man from Stradbally. Big one down. Problems there for JJ Delaney. John Tennyson was back in there to help him and pick it up here. Oh, one-handed away, made no kind of contact whatsoever with it. Has it back again, hand passed outside here, as far as Jackie Tyrrell. Tyrrell away into his forwards, inside towards Henry Shefflin, trying to break it once again. Little hand pass there for Eddie Brennan. Brennan, who tormented Waterford last year, gets another one into the corner of the net. What a response by Kilkenny. and by Eddie Brennan. 13 minutes are gone.
And Gerard, what you couldn't see there, the movement of Eddie Brennan was unbelievable. He ran 60-70 yards to get into position, and look at this little sidestep and a brilliant finish. We've seen that so often, from a lovely flick by Henry Shefflin to him. Long ball, Shefflin is causing havoc inside there on Aidan Kearney, and again Eddie Brennan, as we've seen, maybe 30 goals in the championship over the years. Brilliant finish.
Well, that is his 24th championship goal. Quite amazing. Well, now let's see how Waterford respond to that body blow. And it's suddenly Kilkenny who have lifted the tempo. Martin Comerford back out as far as Chaff Fitzpatrick, surrounded immediately by Shane O'Sullivan. Outside it goes towards Owen Larkin. Larkin firing it in and putting it over the bar. His first. Last year's hurler of the year, making it 1-5 to 1-3, and it's rip-roaring in the opening 14 minutes.
Brilliant match here. There's so many players on both teams playing so well, and let's hope it keeps it up now.
Clinton Hennessy. Who's he going to target? Well, he targets a man in a Kilkenny shirt who gets it forward again, and it's John Tennyson. What a run by Tennyson. Inside here towards Fogarty. Kept going. Owen Murphy was in real difficulty, and the referee has blown his whistle. From the Waterford puck out, Tennyson carrying it all the way forward that time. What a run.
Unbelievable run, and if you look there before Fogarty hit the ground, Tennyson had passed him again. If he just flicked it onto him, he was gone straight through. He continued his run. I wouldn't be surprised if Shefflin went for a goal here. They're 2 points up for 15 minutes gone. There's not a lot to be lost, I think, for him going for a goal here.
Well, let's see if Mystic Meg Dignan is right.
Doesn't look like it the way he's shaping over, but
Waterford are prepared. Henry striking, well saved. Henry again. Again it's smothered. Kearney taking it out here, looking over his shoulder, and Aidan Kearney gets it away for Waterford. Still a 2-point game. Picked up here by Brian Hogan, the man who's come back from injury. Hammered forward there by Eddie Brennan, the Kilkenny goal scorer, but he's put it into the stands. A wasted opportunity. Look at this once again, this 20-metre free, and there was a combination of players, Clinton Hennessy and one of his backs there, Owen Murphy, getting to the ball first. Well, you were right, he did go for it.
He did go for it, he struck it well in a good set, but John Mullane is down now, looks to be holding his hamstring. This will be a disaster for Waterford if he goes.
Oh, he's been having such a good season so far.
Maybe even a groin injury, and Waterford really just need to keep their shape now. They're getting caught up a little bit. Brilliant catch by John Tennyson there, then another one by Tommy Walsh. And you can't afford to be pucking high balls down on top of them because they'll clean up. You know, you have to be varying your puck outs, and we saw Wexford or Dublin at it in the Leinster final, trying to stop hitting the long high ball down the middle of the field.
Well, this is Waterford's 9th puck out, and of the 8 so far, Kilkenny have won 5 of them, and they win another one. Out as far as Owen Larkin from Tennyson, has done really well from the last couple of puck outs, and there's another free, and the referee has the notebook out once again, calling aside Seamus Prendergast. Remember the 2 yellow cards issued in the opening couple of minutes to Owen McGrath of Waterford and Tommy Welsh of Kilkenny, and now the yellow card is for Seamus Prendergast, already a point scorer in this match. Hint of frustration, but he's got to be disciplined, and that kind of challenge has been outlawed for a long time now, and the GAA has made a big effort this year in particular to penalise it.
Yeah, and Barry Kelly dead right there, and I think that's the most consistent yellow card in the game now for that hurl around the neck.
And Henry Shefflin takes the resulting free and puts it over the bar. No problems whatsoever for Henry. 4 points.
Yeah, it's an aspect, I think, of Henry Shefflin's game. I said it about Joe Canning the last day. We take it for granted, but he never misses a free. It's unbelievable out there and under the pressure of big championship matches, and scoring sort of 10 out of 10 every day. It's unbelievable.
Shane O'Sullivan breaking it down, came off his stick. It's going to be a Kilkenny line ball in the 18th minute. Plenty of excitement so far. Michael Kavanagh from St Lochtons in Freshford, ready to hit this sideline ball, playing today in his 47th championship match.
He's had an unbelievable career and understated maybe all the way through it.
Tony Brown, 7th time today playing in a semi-final of the All-Ireland. Kevin Moran keeping it moving inside there towards John Mullane, trying to give a return ball there. Moran collecting it with some difficulty. Little hand pass back once again towards Mullane, fumbled, goes after it, but it gives the chance to the Kilkenny backs to win possession, take the shoulders. Jackie Turrell getting it out this time, out into the middle here. Michael Rice keeping it moving forward, the midfielder. Once again up there towards Henry Shefflin, trying to break it to himself, but surrounded immediately by Waterford players. One of them is Aidan Carney, his marker, freeing himself with a hand pass, but that's a poor hand pass out as far as Owen Larkin will be penalised and will be punished, I should say, and it is punished quite emphatically and put over the bar. Larkin gets his second point of the match. Well, it's a ball that should have been cleared down the field there by Aidan Carney, wasn't, and in the end Larkin puts it between the sticks.
Yeah, a little bit maybe of inconsistency there. Very same tackle, I think Declan Prendergast to Seamus a minute ago, and he gave a yellow card to Seamus and just a black book to Declan.
Well, he would have been warned anyway. Clinton Hennessy, again Waterford trying to win their own puck out. It runs free, this time down towards Owen Kelly. Coming into it here is the other Owen McGrath, taken to ground on the 20-metre line. The referee has his whistle blown immediately, and he's going to call back one of the Kilkenny players, and it's going to be the midfielder James Cha Fitzpatrick, last year's captain from Ballyhale Shamrocks, and his name's going to go in the book as well. Another yellow card, I think. Oh. Finally it is issued. So 4 yellow cards, 2 per team, handed out by the referee so far.
Yeah, and Owen Kelly's instinct, I think, as well, Ger, will be to go for a goal, but I think the sideline will want him to put it over the bar just to keep tipping away there. You know, they're 4 points down.
And it's been 7 minutes since they scored.
Yeah, but his instinct will be to go for it.
I think he looked across towards Davy. Usually does.
No, he's going to tap it over.
Plenty of height, loads of accuracy, and Owen Kelly's first of the afternoon. Well, the way he is playing, Owen Kelly, you'd expect him to get 7 or 8 pointed frees in a match. Just one so far. 20 minutes are played. 3 points the margin.
Yeah, Kilkenny, I think, are going to be disciplined. You know, they know he scores nearly all his frees as well, and that's the first one after 20 minutes that they've given away.
From the puck out, it's Waterford to win it, but batting it down only as far as John Tennyson. Jersey pulled there by Kevin Moran. Still he goes forward. This time the referee spots the next foul on the Carrickshock player, and it's going to be a free in.
There's some battle between the two of them, Ger, so far. Every time Kevin Moran gets the ball, he takes on Tennyson. Every time Tennyson gets it, he's heading up the field as well. Very attacking minded, both of them.
Tough on John Dalton not making the team,
yeah, good, very good player too, and a lot of people think he'll be long term, maybe full back replacement for Noel Hickey.
Could well be. Henry Shefflin, then he's got 4 points so far in this match. This is about 40 metres out. Again, no difficulty whatsoever. He really does make it look quite routine, but as you say, he's on airing time and again.
Yeah, and they just seem to have that slight physical advantage again. You know, it's not talked about much, but they're such a fit and strong team, and again they're winning a lot of 50-50 balls again.
Picked up here this time by Martin Comerford. Did well in the Leinster final. That's a poor ball straight there as far as the midfielder. Brick Walsh this time. Great catch under pressure there, JJ Delaney. Knocking it forward, needing a support player. That support player is James Cha Fitzpatrick. Back it comes once again to Brian Hogan. Hogan, a huge one down the field. Walsh comes out for it. That's Michael Welch. Down there as far as Shane O'Sullivan. Keeping it moving across the field here. That was a great piece of defending by Tommy Welch to try and keep it away there from Owen Kelly. And he did so. Support arrived then. Nice ball forward here towards Eddie Brennan. Malumphy's in there as well. And the referee has spotted the foul there on Stephen Malumphy, the Waterford captain. Co-captain, I should say.
Brilliant catch there by JJ. We've seen that again so many times over the years. But Waterford tackling hard, closing them down. Brian Hogan just hit his first ball at the game there after 22 minutes. Maybe Cha fumbled 1 or 2 balls there you wouldn't normally expect. But they've been out of Championship hurling since last year's All-Ireland, both of them, and take them a while to settle back into the pace of the game.
It's Owen Kelly who fancies his chances from the middle of the park, having just got his first from a free. Well, he certainly has the distance, but not the accuracy. So just 1 out of 2 from his frees, and a 4th wide now for Waterford. Where Kelly's concerned, he's got a goal and 38 points in this year's championship so far. Only 3 of those have come from play.
Yeah, I'd like to see him, for one, I'd like to see him further out the field. I think out in the wing, and he's liable to score 2 or 3 points from wing forward any day.
Comerford pats it on there as far as Tony Brown of Waterford being challenged by Owen Larkin. Turns into the challenge once again. There's a support player, it's Michael Welch. Blocked down here well by Cha Fitzpatrick, and it's a line ball to Waterford. Good committed play all over the field.
Absolutely, Jerry. I think bit casual there, but he's had some game since the start again. He's really had a fantastic year at centre back. Just a bit casual there that time, and a great block down by Cha.
Well, you have to credit Waterford coming into this match, because there must have been a mental scar from last September. Has to have been.
Yeah, and they started very brightly and very positive all over the field. They've put last year behind them.
Owen McGrath away from Michael Rice. Still they control the attack here. Good looking shot, and that's gone over the bar. Kevin Moran, first point for him. Got 2 in the quarter-final against Galway. In fact, he outscored Seamus Prendergast and John Mullane that afternoon, and that'll do his confidence a whole lot of good. 3 between them. Well, the mist is beginning to descend on Croke Park once again, as this ball is picked up here by Aidan Fogarty. Quick as you like, over the bar. Such a lightning quick corner forward. Does his job to perfection time and again. Times his runs across, anticipates the ball may come to him, gets it onto the right and slips it over. Easy as you like. Straight down the middle. 2 Kilkenny players were going for the 1 ball, and it falls to Shane O'Sullivan of Waterford. Malumphey now, a little hand pass inside towards Owen McGrath, 45 metres out from the target, lets fly and puts it over the bar. Good point by Owen McGrath, and Waterford are eating into Kilkenny's lead once again. Lovely attack here, great skill.
Yeah, a bit of composure there from Malumphey, and Owen McGrath has been busy since the start of the game, and lovely point.
Approaching 25 minutes gone in this first half. Tony Brown once again, the 36-year-old, in as far as Seamus Prendergast. Back once again to Shane O'Sullivan. Oh, it's a throw ball. Straight to the wing-back Tommy Welch from Tullaroan. Runs all the way in. Oh, what a goal by Henry Shefflin! A mistake by the Waterford cover, and Henry Shefflin rifles it into the back of the net. It's a second goal for the champions. Tommy Walsh set it up. Should have been cut out here. Wasn't by Aidan Carney. 1 touch by Henry Shefflin. Brilliant finish. 2-9 to 1-6.
Yeah, Jaron, just go back to that goal. Tommy Walsh, the minute he got it, he looked up and he picked out Shefflin. And what Shefflin did there, because he's so good, he let Carney go ahead of him, took the chance. He's not worrying about making a mistake or not going to a ball. He took a chance, but what a finish off the ground. Absolutely brilliant. And since the start of the game, he's the one that's causing the havoc. He's shown the leadership. Every ball has been played long, straight down the middle. We haven't seen Aidan Fogarty, Richie Power in the game, because they're not playing the corners. They're just playing long ball down to Henry every time, and he's the master man at the moment, the main man.
Free to Waterford for one of the Kilkenny players picking the ball off the ground, and Owen Kelly puts it over. Well, the Waterford fans have not given up on this one. Still in the first half, and Davy Fitzgerald with his backroom team there behind him, giving the support as ever. Peter Quealy and Maurice Geary. It's a big ask, however, against the reigning All-Ireland champions, going for 4 in a row this year. Up towards Owen Larkin, broken down to Martin Comerford, looking around to see where he's able to play the ball to. Inside towards Richie Parr, that was the intended recipient. Back there to help out is the busy Stephen Malumphey, slipping it outside here. Brick Walsh trying to get to it, does. In fact, it is Declan Prendergast who got to it. Getting away from his man now, but the man fouling him there was Michael Rice. And the referee signalling that it's going to be a free to Waterford. Well, last year the Waterford heads dropped after those Kilkenny goals. This year the heads are still up there, they're still active, they're still going at Kilkenny, and that was Declan Prendergast, foiled by Michael Rice.
Yeah, they've moved Declan Prendergast back in full back now, and Henry Shefflin, Aidan Carney out in the wing, and I don't think they've any choice really, because Shefflin is going to town. It'll be interesting to see, do Kilkenny adapt now and start playing the corners?
as Owen Kelly strikes it, and Owen Kelly puts it inside the right-hand post and over the bar. A third point for the man from Passage.
Yeah, that's a great free. They're long way out and starting to rain right out in the middle of the field and straight over the bar after missing the previous one. Great score from Owen Kelly.
And from the reverse angle it looks just as good.
Yeah, and credit Waterford, they've got the last couple of scores. They're leaving a lot of space. Look at this now, it's backfiring.
Messy defending by Kilkenny. Brian Cody won't be pleased. John Mullane. Oh, well blocked down, however. And Kilkenny get themselves out of danger. Back once again towards Henry Shefflin. Runs on there towards Fogarty. Blocked down initially. Good defending by his man, Owen Murphy. And Murphy links up with his goalkeeper, Clinton Hennessy. And Hennessy drops it away down the field. Batted out there by Tommy Welch. Not too far. He's under pressure immediately here from John Mullane. John Mullane striking. Will it carry? Not quite. It's going to the right and it's gone wide. It was an opportunity for John, but he was under enormous pressure. That's Waterford's 5th wide of this first half. Nearly 29 minutes are gone. 2-9 to 1-8 means it's 15 points to 11.
Yeah, and Waterford will be looking for a strong finish to the half now. If they could go in maybe a point or two down, and they've been finishing all their games strong, Davy Fitz will be saying, lads, we're still well in this game.
They're still looking very strong, very game. Prendergast now. That's Seamus Prendergast. Oh, if they start to do that, that was from the middle of the field. There was nobody inside able to pick the ball up. Not a shot, not a pass, really nothing. PJ Ryan from Fenians in Johnstown, pucking this one down towards Martin Comerford. In over his head, however. Well read by Tony Brown, calling on his experience over the head of Tommy Welch. Runs on there, but Welch gets back again. Fires it up. Malumphey trying to break it down. Back it comes here towards Owen McGrath. McGrath is fouled, and the referee again is going to indict one of the Kilkenny players, this time Martin Comerford. And the referee not standing for any kind of nonsense, any kind of foul blows like that. And the name will go in the notebook and the yellow card being shown. Well, it was the hand rather than the stick.
I don't think it was that malicious if you just look at it now. You know,
yeah.
he sort of ducked down and he held him up, but it wasn't. He didn't go to take the head off him or anything like that.
Well, it gives Owen Kelly anyway another chance from just inside 65-metre line. It's a great finish by Kelly, and another one has gone over the bar. They'll take everything that's going their way because now they're within a goal of Kilkenny. What a difference 11 months makes.
Yeah, great response to Henry Shefflin's goal. 3 points in a row from Waterford and showing great heart out to every one of them today.
Everyone knows that Kilkenny is the team of the last 10 years, but Waterford are one of the great teams as well. They've given an awful lot of entertainment, and Stephen Malumphey is one of the names, one of the stars during this past 10 years, a wonderful decade.
Which I don't know if you noted there, when Malumphey made that great burst out, it was Henry Shefflin who put in the tackle that dispossessed him, and he just works so hard for the team, as well as scoring what he scores, but he's no prima donna. He fights for every ball.
They all have to. This time it's got to be Michael Rice lobbing it in there. Martin Comerford was coming for it. Back there to take it, however, is Declan Prendergast, wearing number 7. Now remember, back at fullback since this man here, Aidan Carney, moved out to left half. Angle ball across here. Kevin Moran breaking it there for John Mullane to get onto. Jackie Tyrrell's his marker. Mullane takes off. Tyrrell's after him. Mullane's winning the race. Tyrrell tries to get back. Hogan tries to come across for insurance. Remember, 3 points between them. Waterford in arrears, and that shot in the end left an awful lot to be desired by Kevin Moran.
Yeah, great little hook there by Cha. He worked fierce hard, but Mullane really tested Tyrrell here, took him on the outside, and Jackie Tyrrell stayed with him all the way, got in the little flick. Great pace by Mullane, but you just see Tyrrell there, lovely little flick on the ball.
This one breaks here from Brick Walsh, breaks kindly for Michael Rice. Tries to make some headway, helped out here by Richie Power. Hasn't scored so far. Like to put that right, he has.
Yeah, Jaron, he would have been feeling the pressure coming up to half-time. You know, Kilkenny have been ruthless in the past. He hasn't touched the ball really all game, and then gets his one chance and straight over the bar.
First score for Kilkenny now in some 7 minutes. First of the day for the player from Carrickshock. Clinton Hennessy's puck out. Again, Waterford tried to win it here. Seamus Prendergast does just enough initially, but then gives it away with the hand pass, which is rather careless, to Michael Rice. And so Waterford under pressure immediately. Back there helping out is Eddie Brennan. Brennan firing in the shot from some distance and inside the right-hand post over the bar. A goal and a point now for Fast Eddie.
Jared, that's another brilliant score. The quality of scores on both sides has been unbelievable. Just look at the little flick, short grip from 55-60 yards and straight over the bar. It's a high quality game, in my opinion.
Well, people were questioning putting football and hurling on the programme this afternoon. I can tell you an awful lot of people coming for the football match before this were telling me we'd love to see Kilkenny play in the flesh. They are among the great sports people, and Waterford for goodness sake as well. This is great entertainment. Martin Comerford very near the sideline. Ball still in place somehow. Won back by James Cha Fitzpatrick. Well, it's gone to the left and it's gone wide.
That's very unlike Cha. He normally hits very, very few wides, very accurate. And I'd say Richie Power was scratching his head there. Should have come across the field on a diagonal.
He was. 4 wides now. That's 4 wides for Kilkenny, of course. Scoring opportunities so far. Interesting. Meanwhile, on the Kilkenny 45-metre line, it's Brian Hogan who kicks it back there towards Michael Kavanagh. Slips it into the middle here beyond Henry Shefflin. He's moved out, remember. Aidan Carney's come out as well. Cross towards John Milan. There's an awful lot of work to do to get this one. John did well, trying to steal inside Jackie Tyrrell. They're having quite a battle this afternoon. John Milan with 1 point so far. The reinforcements arrive. That's John Tennyson. Tennyson, with help, gets the ball out. They work it out as far as Jackie Tyrrell once again. Huge one way down the field. Martin Comerford rising for that one. In comes Tony Brown, the Waterford right half back. Slipping back the hand pass there to Owen Murphy. Under pressure from Richie Power immediately. Quite a battle they're having. Richie Power back once again. Eddie Brennan across here. Oh, the intended recipient was Henry Shefflin. Might get it yet. He does. And Henry Shefflin fires in the shot and he puts it over the bar. It came from a hand pass from James Cha Fitzpatrick, and Henry Shefflin with a goal and 6 points in this first half. 2 minutes of additional time will be played. The way Kilkenny worked for that score.
Well, what a passage to play. Brilliant block down by Richie Power over there. Then Eddie Brennan, great crossfield ball. Aidan Carney read it brilliantly and got to it, and then Cha with a great catch and pass. Brilliant passage to play. Sums up, I think, the first half brilliantly.
6 points between them. It's the lead Kilkenny had also against Dublin in this year's Leinster final. Jackie Tyrrell up towards Martin Comerford, rising with one hand for that one. Comes back down as far as Michael Brick Walsh, however. Pressurised by Aidan Fogarty. Gets away from Fogarty. Out as far as Stephen Malumphy. Slipping away from the challenge there of Michael Rice. Chance to set up an attack here. Dropped there by Owen Kelly. Difficult to take. Back goes Michael Kavanagh instead. His marker. Up to the unmarked man in the middle here is Michael Rice. Firing it forward here. Should be an easy one, however, for the centre half back, Michael Brick Walsh. Back out towards Shane O'Sullivan once again. Beautiful ball into the corner to John Milan. Very difficult angle. Slipping in past Jackie Tyrrell to make a better angle for himself. Have a go. And he's put the ball wide. Minute of injury time played. 8 wides now by Waterford. Milan with just 1 point to show so far. 2-12 to 1-9.
Yeah, and those few wides, like that's a very easy wide by John Milan standards. Shane Sullivan had 2 earlier on. Kilkenny have had 4 wides, but they've been under a bit more pressure, and you know Waterford are going to rule those types of easy misses.
Milan with 3 shots at the target, 1 point so far for his troubles. Michael Rice working industriously in the middle of the park again, up there towards Martin Comerford. Sweeping at the back is Clinton Hennessy. Picking out Aidan Carney. Huge one down, the pressure on Kavanagh. Rises up for that one, goes after it himself, Michael Kavanagh. Michael Rice after it, closed down there well by Seamus Prendergast. Fired back in by Owen McGrath. Quite a tussle, quite a battle, and it's Tommy Walsh who takes it up in the end. He gets the fire, the clearance. That's half time. It's been rip-roaring in the first half. An awful lot of very, very good hurling being played by 2 wholly committed and very, very gifted teams. The All-Ireland champions with Henry Shefflin scoring a goal and 6. His goal coming at the 26th minute. Waterford managed to get among the goals as well, of course. Their goal coming after 5 minutes, scored by Shane Walsh. John Milan with 1 point so far. It's all to do for Waterford. The management team consulting, considering changes no doubt as well. But at half-time here at Croke Park in the first of the All-Ireland hurling semi-finals, Kilkenny 2 goals and 12 points. Waterford 1 goal and 9. Michael.
Thanks, Ger. Cyril Farrell, Gerlach Nan, Tomás McCahey here with me in the studio. Cyril, clearly a much, much better performance from Waterford. They're still behind, they still have work to do, but...
Well, you'd have to say it's a great game. It's a previously two great. We're looking at great All-Ireland champions, scoring 2-12. Their forwards are majestic. They move around the place. Henry started full. They're free to move wherever they like, and they're very, very good. Now, Waterford are playing very, very well, and there's some great jewels. And Waterford are still in the game, but like Kilkenny, like Jackie Tyrrell, cornerback on John Milan. Milan got inside him, got a reverse pass, travelled 40 yards, and Vinci took it off. It's tit for tat there. Tennyson came into the game, started slow, burst up the field, probably felt, gee, if I don't do something, I'm in trouble. Yeah. Now, would you believe the man that got all the scores against Dublin in the Leinster final, Martin Comfort, right. He hasn't got any score at all. Everyone else, but that's the nature of this game. It's a great game. Waterford are hanging in. You'd have to say they've improved a ton, but like Kilkenny are great champions, and unless they're able to do something out of the bag, Kilkenny are still going to win this game.
One thing from Waterford's point of view, Gerlach Nan, is they've actually scored nearly as much in that first half. They scored in the entire of the All-Ireland final last year.
And you know what, they've scored as much from play as they scored in the quarter final already. Yeah. They've won 4 goals from play, which is, you know, which is a big weakness in the Waterford team. But the great thing about Waterford today is that half-back line are cleaning Kilkenny out. Rarely do you see that happening. Until Henry Shefflin went out there, the Waterford or the Kilkenny half forwards were in big trouble. Shefflin is the star of the show today. You know, Martin Comerford's getting nothing. So somebody else steps up. Who is it today? Shefflin. He gets the first score of the game, and usually when he gets the first score of the game, Kilkenny win. But all in all, it's a brilliant game. You know, Waterford it's a very good game. Yeah. Except that clinical stuff that Kilkenny can play in the forward line, that's the difference.
You kind of feel, Tomás, if Kilkenny keep doing what they're doing, they'll see it out to the end.
Yeah, and we kind of spoke about tactics, Michael, and stuff like that before the match, and the way Waterford would shape up their team and stuff like that. Like, I mean, there was more Derek for Kilkenny. Yeah. Shefflin in the edge of the square, and any time any defender came out of defence, what did they do? Hit the ball in high inside the square, and it created havoc inside there. Tactically, I mean, Waterford are doing very well. This pressing game, they're bringing fellas out, they're closing down, forcing even the Kilkenny goalkeeper to try a sharp puck out that nearly went astray on him and stuff like that, you know. But it's a difficult game to play, and I know that to myself as well, being involved in a club team trying to do that in a game last night. Yeah. It's a difficult game to play, and it saps energy and stuff like that as well, you see, you know. And you're probably playing into the likes of Kilkenny, because when you come out and stuff like that, you're giving free defenders, Tommy Walsh, the freedom of the park to take off the half-hour line and put it straight into defence.